All right, y'all, we back. My name is Johnny, and this is Live with Johnny. All right, so before we were talking about what's going on right now in the Trump administration, a lot of people are starting to realize that people, even in his own base, are starting to pull away from Donald Trump, starting to pull away from MAGA because he's not doing what he promises his voters that he would do. He's not lowering prices of food. Um, their living cost of living is not getting better. Um, just buying a house is becoming more difficult and things like that. The money that he's giving away to people, it's not even America first type situations. He's giving more money to people overseas. He just gave away $40 billion to South America. So people are starting to see and realize that everything he's saying was basically a lie. You have him building the White House, there's gold all over the White House in some areas. And at the same time, he's pulling food stamps from people. And we all seen that when food stamps happened, it wasn't just what you thought was black people or black women getting food stamps. The majority of the food stamps are going to white people, helping them make their lives better. So that was one of the things that was undercovered. And he got a lot of people to rally against food stamps because people thought it was just black people getting food stamps. And that was the biggest lie that was uncovered. So now you got a situation to where people are starting to turn against him because he's not doing what he said. He getting all these immigrants out of America and nobody life is getting better. Nobody life is getting better. So all of these promises, he's Doge was a big lie. He cut all these government programs to quote unquote save money, and it's a big lie. Then you have the tariffs. The tariffs is basically a tax on us, the American people, and now we all see that, and we don't even know where the money went. Where's the money that he's collecting from tariffs? Well, now he's promising to give it a lot of a good portion of it, or a couple of billion to farmers. So basically, he's giving our tax dollars that he collected from us. That if he never would have put tariffs on, we would be straight. We would be okay. We'd be living pretty decent if everything wasn't so much more expensive. And then he killed the deal with China to hurt the farmers, and now he's giving some of that money back he took from us to the farmers. So it just doesn't make sense. Everything is like, to me, it's like on a whim. I'm going to do something right now. I'm going to fix the problem. I'm going to fix the problem. I'm going to fix the problem. It's not an organized, he's not running the country in an organized way. It's just chaos. And people are starting to see that and realize that. But here's the thing, there are some people in this country who they see what's happening with the Mexicans. They see all the racism and stuff like that. And for them, it's not enough. It's not enough. They want more. They want more violence. I've said that before. The one thing that people feel like they're missing is violence. When you say make America great again, and you're talking about taking it back to a time um, where people were more racist, racism and things like that. One of the things that they're missing is the violence, and it's not complete until they get that violence. You've seen all the things, the busting the windows with the Mexicans, the dragging them out their car, pulling them away from their family. We see that, we be like, man, that's pretty bad. But for some people in this country, that's not enough. So now you see them blowing up fishermen ship. You see them blowing up these boats and things like that because people want that violence. They're feeding his base, some of the hardcore of his base, who want to see violence. They want to see blood. They want to see suffering. But even that's not enough because it's not close enough to America. That's some people that they don't even know or whatever. So now they're trying to attack Somalians here in America and things like that. They want that violence. And this video I'm going to play is going to show you just the inside of what people are thinking in his base. And just before I play this video, I want to say this too. Now that he's losing his base because they're waking up, they're realizing, well, we was calm. We're not getting what we say we're going to get. He's not giving us the lifestyle that he promised us. Prices are not going down. The cost of eggs are not going down. Gas isn't going down. None of that stuff that you promised is happening. So now they're starting to question, why did they even vote for you? So what does he do? He goes back and says, in his mind, I need to give them more racism because that's what started my party. That's what gathered everybody together in the first place, was racism. So now he's going back to racism and calling Black reporters low IQ. Jasmine Crockett, she's a low IQ. And you're starting to see him bring more of that racism back to the table. Take away Martin Luther King birthday, Juneteenth, as a national holiday where we can get in the state parks for free. He's starting to go back to that racism because that's what rallied them up to begin with. This party was built, not Republicans, but this MAGA movement was built on racism. And now that everything is falling apart, he's starting to go back to that. So don't take it from me. I want to play out his video. And this guy is going to say exactly what I'm talking about. And I want you to see this for yourself, okay? Make sure y'all share this. This is on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. And I have my donation there, y'all. If y'all can donate so I can keep this thing going, we can keep Black media, the movement going, so you can see more of this type of content and we can learn together. So check this out.
So Nick Fuentes came out and basically told the actual truth about Trump's master plan and what him and his billionaire donors are currently doing in Washington, D.C. And this is actually spot on. So let's listen, and then we'll break it down. And then as a bonus, I'm going to show you how Nick Fuentes is probably the single most confused man in America, because all it depends on is what day it is, and he flips a coin to determine if he's going to fucking be giddy about Trump and support him, or rail against him and act like he's, pure evil. So let's take a look and we'll break it down.
This is actually their intentional playbook. They're deeply conscientious of this. And this is how it goes. What is happening right now, obviously, is that Trump is more unpopular maybe than ever. Certainly he's more unpopular than at any other time in this second term. His favorability is in the toilet. His approval is in the toilet. Specifically, his approval on immigration and the economy is very bad. For the first time in years, voters actually favor Democrats on the economy over Republicans. People blame Trump for the state of the economy more than they blame Biden. Any way that you cut it, Trump is in real trouble with these numbers. Numbers polling his own base, polling Republicans, independents. Any way you cut it, it is catastrophically bad. And he has only himself to blame. We're cutting Medicaid to pay for corporate tax cuts. Doge was a total failure. We're bombing Iran. Prices have not gone down and the economy has not recovered. The tariffs have been a complete disaster. There are mounting signs all over the economy. We're in a real estate bubble. Consumer spending is slowing. The job market is frozen. They're not even releasing the jobs report in October. On top of all that, they didn't even release the Epstein files. So it is a total disaster. That is why he's unpopular, and it's self-inflicted. It is because rather than keep his promises, all that this administration has done is enrich the people that are in it. There is rampant, basically criminal levels of corruption in this government. The very people that Trump brought in to drain the swamp, they are looting D.C. They're taking everything that isn't nailed down practically. They are fucking stealing. They are corrupt. That is all these people. Why do you think they brought these people in? Someone like Howard Lutnick and David Sachs and, these people, they are criminals. So this is, and it's important to understand this, contrary to what the true believers, the plan trusters say, this is not actually the result of a political system that is so difficult to overcome that, they can't do it in a matter of 5 years. No, they're not even trying. It is actually for a lack of trying that it is this way. They're not trying. It's a joke. Kristi Noem is a joke. Kash Patel is a joke. Pete Hegseth is a joke. People allegedly are in there blackmailing him. It's like every person in this cabinet is a complete disaster. And the reason it's like this is because it's all patronage. Trump got in office to stay out of jail. He had to cut deals to get money. And now that he's in, he had to reward the donors by allowing them to pick the cabinet members, reward other people in the party with these patronage posts. And now this is what...
It's crazy to hear them admit it was along with the ride the whole time. But now that things aren't going their way, they're just basically admitting it. Like, yeah, we know we know why he ran for president. It's like, because I'm sitting there thinking, do they know that this man is just trying to stay out of jail? Do they know that? But now they're not getting what they want. They're starting to admit that. And it's just crazy to hear them talk about what we've been talking about the whole time.
Party with these patronage posts, and now this is what we're getting. So this is an utter and complete catastrophe. There's no deportations. We hit the H-1B cap.
There's no deportation. Oh my God, bro. We're going to come back to that one.
We're in a war with Iran. We're going to go back very soon. It's just like one cataclysm after the next. Here's the playbook. It is in this context where Trump posts something like this. Poll numbers down, favorability down the tubes, economy sucks, all these wars are breaking out all over again. Everybody's deeply unhappy. What do? Let it rip with the racism, let it rip with the retard, let it rip with nativism. I know what'll get those stupid idiots back on my side. I'm going to do a racist rant. I'm going to go on Twitter and True Social, and I'm going to let it rip.
I love that he's bringing this up as like, all he has to do is some performative cruelty and do a racist rant, and he gets the idiots back on his side. You mean sort of like this?
This is why we need to be negative. This is why we need to threaten to withhold our support. This is why we need to make it unignorable and visible, because if we do, then Trump will be forced to pander to us. And he knows how to do it. Nobody's better than him. We just need to create the impetus for it. And now that that has happened, like clockwork, what does Trump do? He dusts off the old playbook and we get Trump 2016 all over again. You're welcome. I'll never get any credit for it, but you are welcome for giving you Trump 2016 back. How do you get the politicians to do what you want them to do? Threaten to withhold support.
So this is Trump went on a massively racist anti-Somali immigrant rant in the White House. And this is Nick Fuentes doing a victory lap, taking credit for applying pressure to him to get him to do that. That's what this video is. And the other video I showed you is him saying, now that Trump has failed in every imaginable way to get the idiots back on his side, he's just doing a racist rant. So in one video, he is the idiot. And in the other video, he's critiquing the idiot who will get back on Trump's good side because he did a racist rant. Wow, Nick. It's from one day to the next. Flip like that.
Attack them. Do it from the right. It doesn't matter if you do it from the left. The left is already the enemy. Do it from inside. Do it from within the right wing. That's what they're worried about. And that's the model. Look at how we got Trump to cave in such a short amount of time. And look at how beautifully he delivered.
He delivered beautifully. The guy who's not releasing the Epstein files, who's bombing Iran, who's going to do a war on Venezuela and is already murdering innocent fishermen, who set up fucking concentration camps across the country, who is comically corrupt, the most corrupt president we've ever had, ever, by the way. That guy, oh, look, bro, it's beautiful. It's beautiful what he just did.
He understood the assignment completely. He comes out and says, all these brown people do is bitch in their hijabs and they're ungrateful and they stink and we don't want them here. I mean, it couldn't be better if you dreamed it up. This is out of the wildest imagination of the most obsequious plan truster. And it was delivered to us on a silver platter because we threatened to withhold our support because we said we don't like Trump anymore. And now this is what we get. It's a desperate bid to get our support back. And he knows what to do. He always has. We just need to give him a reason to play that out.
It's incredible. In one clip, he's critiquing the exact person that he is in this clip. It's incredible.
And I'm going to be obnoxious and belligerent and politically incorrect and brash and controversial. And I'm going to say something so shocking, so edgy, so ridiculous that everyone is going to be talking about this and not that. Everyone's going to be talking about how I called Tim Walz a retard. Everyone's going to be talking about how I said this about Ilhan Omar. I'm going to pack 15 pounds of shit in a 10-pound bag of controversy and rage bait and clip farming so that nobody's going to pay attention to the fact that we didn't even release the October jobs report because it was so bad. No one's paying attention to a war in Venezuela that nobody wants. No one's paying attention to...
You want it! You want it! We covered you saying you were in favor of that. That, oh, well, this is our backyard, so it's different. It's not the same as bombing Iran. You want it! Now all of a sudden, what? You're pretending like you don't? Like there isn't video of you fucking talking about how much you like that? Oh my God.
Black Friday consumer trends being a disaster, the job market failing. No one pay any attention to the complete and utter disaster. Republicans might lose their majority in the House before the midterms because so many people are jumping ship.
That's true, by the way. There's a Puck report that says like 20 Republicans are thinking of retiring.
But don't look at that. Look at my racist rant. Look at my stupid little rant on True Social that I'm not actually going to do shit about. I'm not going to follow through on any of it.
Oh, see, you see what the criticism is? The criticism is, bro, we love the racist rant, but now you got to act on it. Now you got to round up all the Somalians and put them into alligator Auschwitz or Guantanamo Bay. Jesus Christ, bro. Here's my response to Nick Fuentes. Nick, this is fucking always what right-wing politics collapses into. This is always. There is no version of right-wing politics that doesn't suck off the billionaires and cater to the donors. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Right-wing politics by its very nature is hierarchical. So there's an order, there's a way things work. The people at the top are supposed to be at the top because the cream always rises to the top. If you're underneath, that's on you. It's a birth defect or it's a lack of work ethic. And so there is no version of right-wing politics that delivers for the people. But really, this is a little bit of, damn, I'm mad because we got exactly what we fucking wanted. That's what this is. He said, they're not even doing Really? They're not doing deportation? That's your criticism of Trump? You're not tough enough on it.
And see what I said? That's exactly what I said. They are wanting more. They're getting some level of racism, but it's not enough. They're getting some level of violence, a lot of violence, but it's not enough. So some of these people are turning on him because he's not giving them all of the racism he wants. Plus, he's not delivering on his promises, on what he said he was going to do for the American people, for them, the American people. So they pissed off. It's like they're pulling away from MAGA, and basically MAGA is falling apart. Check it out.
Enough on immigrants. Excuse you? We have fucking mass kidnappings and abductions and human traffickings. We have no due process from these ICE Gestapo thugs. We have 22 people who died in ICE custody so far. We have literal criminals joining ICE and endless reporting on how there's basically no fucking standards anymore. We have ICE thugs assaulting an 84-year-old married couple and shooting a priest in the face with pepper balls and tear gassing a fucking baby and running over people with cars and tear gassing journalists and cops and zip tying naked kids who were U.S. citizens, by the way. They deported a guy for having cologne, pretending it was like drugs when it wasn't. They literally fucking lynched a guy. We covered how they fucking lynched a guy on the show. And your takeaway is, they're not tough enough on immigrants. What the fuck is this? And then he has the nerve to say, how dare you call me a Nazi? All I did was praise Adolf Hitler multiple times and told Trump he's not right-wing enough on immigration, but I'm not a Nazi! Oh my God, bro. What the fuck? He used to be more honest. You'd be like, man, that's Nazi shit. He'd be like, yeah, of course. Duh. Now you said, don't call me that! Don't call me that! All I want is for Trump to be more right-wing on immigration, even though that's not even fucking possible. They've already raided schools and meatpacking facilities and farms and Home Depots, and they tackled a 79-year-old car wash owner and hospitalized him, and they deported a guy who was wrongfully imprisoned for 40 years. I want them to go further to the right on that issue. But this is always where right-wing politics becomes. Every single time. It will be super serving the corporations, super serving the billionaire donors. It will always be that. They'll always fuck people over when it comes to their healthcare, when it comes to their wages, when it comes to the fucking regulations, or should I say lack thereof. There are no regulations. Trump deregulated deli meat, which led to 9 people being killed and 57 being hospitalized, and we're still dealing with the fallout now because you're going to have more foodborne illnesses pop up. He rolled back 112 environmental protections and deregulated chemicals and water and air. He got rid of routine food safety inspection. We just had metal in grated cheese, and they had to recall 1 million bags of it, all because of their deregulation. They mass fired nuclear safety officials. They cut medical research and scientific research and cancer research. This is always what right-wing politics becomes. Super serve the billionaires, super serve the corporations, fucking warmonger everywhere, and be fascist. Build concentration camps, deport people. This is what it is. So now, you don't get to come out here and be like, oh, things aren't going well. Well, yeah, you voted for the guy who was like, I'm going to make things worse. So now he's making things worse. And now, in an attempt to fucking get out of that, this isn't true right-wing politics. True right-wing politics is my idea of right-wing politics, which is Trump being even further right-wing on immigration, which obviously that would solve the problem. I genuinely and sincerely need right-wingers to grasp this point. If immigrants were really the problem, Why hasn't your life improved massively within this first year of Trump's regime? I mean, again, we could go through the list again if you want, but they are absolutely going ham on immigrants. They are rounding up innocent people. They legalized the Supreme Court at that, legalized racial profiling. They're arresting people left and right, deporting people for fucking writing op-eds critical of Israel and shit. So they're super duper right wing, but everybody's life is getting worse. Inflation's getting worse. Unemployment's getting worse. There's about to be a fucking AI apocalypse where the tech broligarchs say they want a fucking machine to steal your job. So we've cracked down on the immigrants, but your life is getting worse. It's almost like the immigrants aren't the fucking problem. It's almost like the problem every step of the way has been the billionaires. It's the billionaires, it's the warmongers, and it's the fascists who have no interest in actually improving your life, getting you free healthcare, getting you free college, wiping out your medical debt, getting you higher wages, getting you a 4-day work week, getting Social Security for all. So there you have it. I mean, he did. This is like now the 28th time he turned on Trump. But as you see, he'll always turn back. Then he'll turn on Trump again. Then he'll turn back. And round and round.
So that's crazy that they're just admitting it. And I like this guy. I like his podcast a lot. And that's why I used his video. But as y'all can see, it's just all coming out. It's all coming out. It's all going back to racism. And that's what I said before. Until we have that conversation about racism, it's only going to get worse. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for watching. My name is Johnny Johnny. This is Johnny Johnny Live. You can watch me on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So if somebody doesn't have Facebook and you want to show it to them, you can show it to them on YouTube. Send it to them on YouTube. You can go to the link and you can share it with people that way. And you can also donate to me. It's $DJC Kid 4. So you can donate. So we can get this thing, we can keep it going. It's truthful. It's a lot of